Because nobody likes a lonely nation. The Americas, with a map overlay showing the countries of North, Central, and South America. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Americas, home to some of the most diverse and eccentric nations on the planet. From the USA with their love of, well, themselves, to Canada with their love of apologizing, and of course, Brazil with their love of carnivals. And also soccer, let's not forget that. But despite our quirks and differences, there's one thing we all have in common. We're not interested in being lonely nations. And that's where Pan-Americanism comes in. The Pan-American conferences of the early 20th century. Pan-Americanism, or as we like to call it, the Let's Be Friends movement, started way back in the late 19th century. It was like a giant speed dating event for nations, with leaders from all over the Americas coming together to talk about how they could help each other out. Economic cooperation, trade, transportation, you name it, they talked about it. Basically, it was a giant hug fest for nations. Modern-day trade agreements between countries of the Americas. Nowadays, Pan-Americanism is all about economic cooperation, which is great news for all of us because let's face it, nobody likes a poor nation. Free trade agreements like NAFTA and the Pacific Alliance have helped to boost trade and create jobs, allowing countries to be less dependent on their neighbors' leftovers. And let's be real, who doesn't love a good buffet? The cultural exchange events, such as a dance performance or a book fair. But Pan-Americanism isn't just about economics, it's also about cultural exchange and understanding. Think of it as a giant potluck dinner, where each nation brings its own dish to the table. Every year, countries come together to share their art, music, literature, and cuisine in events like the Festival of the Americas and the Pan American Book Fair. It's a chance to learn about each other's cultures and appreciate the unique contributions that each country makes to the region as a whole. The Organization of American States, OAS. And last but not least, political cooperation. Organizations like the OAS bring leaders from all over the Americas together to discuss important issues like democracy, human rights, and security. It's like a giant family reunion, where everyone comes together to discuss important topics and resolve any conflicts. But unlike real family reunions, it's not held in a smelly basement and there's no need to avoid your creepy uncle. The Americas, with the message united in diversity, Pan-Americanism superimposed. So, there you have it folks, Pan-Americanism, the idea that United Nations are stronger than lonely ones. It's about recognizing the shared values and common interests that unite the countries of the Americas, despite our differences. It's about working together to create a more prosperous, more peaceful, and more just future for all of the people of the Americas. So, let's all raise a glass to Pan-Americanism and to many more years of cooperation and friendship.